This video is brought to you by catbeast.com.
Now, if you guys are very big fans of this particular food and a hot dog, that is like the classic meal. I mean, they're at everywhere. Ball games, football games, baseball games, you name it. It's like America's classic food. Even other places across the world, hot dogs are famous as fuck. The last time I had a hot dog, bro, was about like 4 or 5 months ago. I just never really been a big of a fan like that unless it's like a barbecue or something. I'm more of like a cheeseburger type, fried chicken type. Do you feel what I'm saying? But I do not want you guys to cringe, but the truth has to come out because I already let you guys know how I feel about McTrash equals McDonald's. All right, so you know sometimes the truth hurts, bro. Unfortunately, it's not gonna be all glitz and glamour the way food is made, and this is just not the only thing, to be 100% honest with. Whatever we see throughout this entire video, there is a lot of things. Like I think it was tuna or something my old English teacher was talking about in like 8th grade of how it was exactly made, and it was another thing with the McDonald's milkshakes. He was talking about how it is mostly made of air. So mind you guys, no matter how good something tastes, make sure you always look at the ingredients, bro, because a lot of y'all will really be shocked what the fuck can really be in these foods of today.
Hot dogs
off the channel How It's Made, Quapala.
But most likely it was German sausage makers who first came up with the idea. In fact, there are reports of German immigrants selling them from push carts in New York's Bowery as far back as the 1860s.
What?
A century and a half later, hot dogs are still the #1 treat on the street.
Hey, endless hot dogs. Pause for you flight crew savages.
Traditional hot dogs are made from a mix of pork, beef, and chicken.
Yep.
The cuts they start with are called trimmings, pieces of meat left over from cutting steaks or pork chops.
Wait, what the fuck do you mean leftovers, my nigga? See, this is an already big problem that we have right off to the video. It's about, what, 40 seconds into this motherfucker, bro? I don't want to hear the last thing you want to fucking hear when you're having any type of meal. I don't care what type of human being you are. If anything is left over in the same sentence, it is never gonna be good. Oh my. Oh my.
The trimmings are ground the same way butchers chop up hamburger meat. By pushing the cuts through grated metal plates.
Wow. It's a lot of meat. It's just all grinded up.
Processed chicken trimmings are added to the ground meat.
What?
Followed by food starch.
Huh?
Salt.
I knew salt was in there.
Flavorings.
I never knew flavor and shit was in there.
These flavorings vary depending on where the hot dogs are to be sold, because people in different regions have different tastes.
True. Because I know for a fact, if you guys ever paid attention to certain packagings on hot dogs, you know, they have like ballparks, they have Frank's, they have just all types of brands. So it does make sense to see what type of flavoring they do like to put in here, but it's really starting to get ugly from the looks of it, in my opinion.
Water is sprayed into the mix, and everything is blended together in a big vat.
Hey, that little funky music out this bitch.
Corn syrup adds a dash of sweetness.
You know, I always tend to see like corn syrup too. I just, you know,
The addition of
caught on to
even
what
more
he's
water
talking
helps
about.
to disperse the ingredients and make the hot dogs juicier.
Oh man.
Another machine then purees the meat batter into a fine emulsion and
What the
vacuums out any air.
I'm sorry, that just don't look right, my nigga. It looked like a chocolate milkshake, bro. Bro, and can you imagine the people working there, bro? Like, they probably hate hot dogs.
Into the stuffing machine.
This does not look right.
Puree into these casings, twisting it every 5 1/4 inches, the length of one hot dog. It takes just 35 seconds to make a chain of hot dogs that would span a soccer field twice.
Wow, that was interesting.
Then, 3 of those hot dog chains are linked together to make an even longer string, and they're loaded several at a time into another machine which drapes the hot dogs onto moving racks. The process is carefully timed so that a twist always lands on the bar.
Okay. Yeah, I'm looking at the likes and dislikes. There's low-key a good amount of dislikes.
Shower, then into an oven with several
People in their
cooking
feelings.
zones. The liquid smoke seeps through the casing and adds flavor to the dogs as they bake.
Wow.
Hot out of the oven, these franks are drenched in cold, salty water to chill them in preparation for packaging.
That's a lot of processing now thinking about it, bro. Like, just for one hot dog, they have to go through this step every single time, son. And you know, one fuck up, really, if you guys pay attention to the news a lot, and it's very scary, I want you guys to make sure you kind of try to pay attention. I'm not the best at watching news, to be 100% honest with you. Like, I watch more drama alert scares, any type of just drama shit on YouTube more. It's hard out here being a pimp.
Really,
not really,
nigga?
it had nothing to actually do with what I'm talking about. But anyway, man, yes, bro, you always want to just notice that, bro, because I seen there was lettuce being recalled, all types of shit, son. Like, that shit is really getting scary in the United States, man. I don't want to get food poisoning off something simple, getting something from a public grocery
The hot
market.
dogs then file down to an unloading zone. The stripe is a marker attached to the casing. The absence of a black stripe means the hot dog is cooked and ready
Wow.
for packaging.
What's that? I seen like a black line. Maybe that's just like the...
Inside the peeler machine, a tiny knife slits each casing along the top. Then, steamy air blows the casings right off the dogs. This machine peels 700 hot dogs a minute. An inspector makes sure the casing has been completely removed and that there are no defects.
See,
in the
this is
dog.
a problem I'm talking about right here. The human handmade thing, bro. Anything can fuck up happen right here, bro. Can you imagine somebody coming turns up to work like your boy Flight used to do when I used to work 9 to 5, motherfucker, and you miss one hot dog blasting that new Gucci Mane album, bro? I'm sleep, bro. That is people's
It is a
lives you
device
messing
that
with.
looks like a plastic bicycle chain. The sprockets position the hot dogs for packaging. This factory manufactures an incredible 300,000 hot dogs an hour. That's close to
300?
2.5 million per shift.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah,
They
there's a
really do
packaging.
churn them out like sausages.
Damn, there's a lot of different brands of hot dogs. I didn't know that
Fire up the
shit.
grill,
John
and a
Morelli, I
mouth-watering
never heard that
meal is
shit.
just minutes away.
Well, there we have it, Flight Crew. That is how you make hot dogs. That was actually not so bad than what I was expecting, to be honest with y'all. There was some nasty facts, man. But yeah, all jokes aside, bro, you always want to make sure what the hell you are eating. There was a lot of different foods that turned me off in the past when I found out the true ingredients in there. Not only necessarily I'm talking about being nasty in terms, but there's also certain ingredients like, let's say, diet products. Some of you guys that are addicted to drinking like diet sodas, diet like juices, please stay away from that shit, bro, because my mom told me like they have like artificial sweeteners in that shit, and that shit can cause cancer, bro, and cancer is a bitch. Fuck cancer, you know what I'm saying, bro? Make sure you guys be safe out there, man. Watch what you're eating, and it also can lead to health problems with the certain things you eat too from this.
I feel teen in my belly.